Dear WWE, your future, in my opinion, looks very, very bright. I realize that a lot of fans watching this video probably don't agree with me because they're caught up in the here and now, and I get that. But frankly, you as the WWE will sit there and say that your future looks bigger and brighter than ever, but you also live in the here and now. The future is very bright, WWE, and the future is now. And it is time to really truly accept that, acknowledge it, understand it, get it, and freaking do something about it. At some point in time, you would have to think that the WWE and Vincent K. McMahon would clearly understand that pushing the same guys in the same spots in the same ways year after year, year after year, is eventually going to produce diminishing returns, which is exactly what it's done. How many years can you push John Cena in the same damn spot in the same damn way? This is a guy in his mid-30s. He's starting to break down a little bit in his body. How many more years can you really rely on him? How many more years are you going to really ride him? Randy Orton, he's like 33, 34 with 2 wellness policy violations. How much longer are you going to ride him? Do you really want to put all your eggs into the Randall Keith Orton basket, even though he's 1 wellness policy violation away from being terminated and gone for good? It astounds me that he's the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Batista, you bring him back, he's like 43, 44. How much of a future do you really have, rocket shipping this guy to the fucking moon? Even a guy like CM Punk, when he walked away and quit, he was already like 35. How many more years could you really count on him to be a top guy? Sheamus is like 33 or 34. Triple H is getting all this damn TV time. He's in his freaking 40s. Other guys that they push and put on TV on a consistent basis, like Kane and Big Show and Mark Henry, they're all in their damn 40s. At some point in time, WWE, how much longer can you sit there and go on this week to week and month to month and fiscal quarter to fiscal quarter basis? How long can you truly only pay lip service to your future and completely ignore it by doing the same old shit that you've been doing for years that is all the while producing diminishing results, which it clearly damn is? I've got some numbers for you. 30, 30, 29, 29, 29, 29, 29, 28, 28, 28, 28, 28, 28, 27. What those numbers represent are the ages at the end of 2014 of the following individuals: Corey Graves, Sami Zayn, Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose, Cody Rhodes, Alexander Rusev, the Usos, both of them, Big E, Seth Rollins, Jinder Mahal, Xavier Woods, Mojo Rawley, Adrian Neville, and Bray Wyatt. I want you to think about that. Guys like Orton are like 33, 34. Same thing with Sheamus. Triple H and Batista are in their damn 40s. Big Show, Kane, Mark Henry, all in their 40s. Christian's like 40. John Cena's in his mid-30s. How much longer can you ride that gravy train that is slowly but surely losing some of its taste, some of its flavor, and it's drying up, and it's not bringing you as much money as you seem to believe and think that it does? Your future is now, and it's time to start building for the future. It's like Paul Heyman once said, do I want the guy like the Alex Rodriguez that's already hit 600 home runs, or do I want to find the guy that's going to hit 600 more home runs for me in the next 10 to 15 years to come? To me, personally, that's the guy that I want. It's great to have all these accomplishments and all this legacy and all this experience and da-da-da. But how many more are they really going to hit for you? At some point in time, you're going to have to try and find the guy to replace him that could hit 600 home runs. You know what I mean? You got to go with the future, and that future is now. Imagine if you devoted as a company the next 2 years. So by the time you got to WrestleMania 32, the next 2 years to 2016, took 6 or 8 of these guys and put everything you could behind them, all your effort, all your energy, all your focus. You told these fucking guys over here, the Cenas, the Ortons, the Triple H's, the Batistas, the Sheamuses, that you're going to help these guys because they're the future of this company. At some point in time, you're going to need to ride their fucking backs. They're not going to be riding yours anymore. And while you're at it, while we're making these guys into big, huge stars, we can make more money with them as a company as a whole, which means also, guess what, you freaking marks and stupid asses? You can make more money yourselves too, which would be something you would think Cena, Orton, Triple H, Batista, Sheamus would all be down for. Probably not, because they are marks for themselves. And they're all worried about their egos being hurt, and they're all worried about this and that and doing things their way and protecting themselves. Oh, what a bunch of bullshit. To me as a businessman, I would want to sit there and worry about where I'm going to be 3 years, 5 years, 10 years from now, not how I'm going to get through next month. Because that's, to me, basically the business world's version of, in the real world, living paycheck to paycheck. That's pretty much what I feel like the WWE is doing now. They are living, figuratively, maybe somewhat literally, business paycheck to paycheck. That's what it feels like. That's its philosophy and the approach that they have as a company. And this shit must stop. Imagine if you sat there and devoted all your energies in the next 2 years to making Roman Reigns a big star, and Bray Wyatt a big star, and Dean Ambrose a big star, and Cody Rhodes a big star, and Big E Langston a big star, and Seth Rollins a big star, and maybe you made the Usos into huge stars in the faces of your tag team division. You know, you could throw in some other guys here if you want, if it's your preference, whatever, I don't care. But for the basis of this, these are the guys that I'm going with. So by the time you would get to the end of 2016, after WrestleMania 32 even, you'd have Roman Reigns, age 31, Dean Ambrose, 31, Cody Rhodes, 31, the Usos, 31, Big E Langston, 30, Seth Rollins, 30, Bray Wyatt, 29. These guys carrying your company that haven't even reached their full potential yet. They haven't even peaked yet. They've got at least probably another 6, 8, 10 years of being big-time money draws, big-time stars, and big-time franchise building block pieces for your entire damn company. When does the WWE start to realize that maybe we need to shift our focus from this same group where they're throwing all the boulders down the mountain to everybody else, and we start having these guys surge up the mountain, we drop these guys down, and we try to elevate these guys, because as a result, it will actually bring these guys up too, and we're making more fucking money all the way around. I really hope at some point in time the WWE wisens up and smartens up. For as much as they like to think of us wrestling fans as idiots, because frankly we are a lot of times, I see the way the WWE has this very, like I said, business paycheck to paycheck type of model, and I say, who are the idiots here? 2 to 3 years from now, you could have Randy Orton with another steroids test, and he's gone. Cena could have some like career-ending neck injury, and he's gone. Batista's going to be gone. Triple H might not be physically able to work any type of consistent schedule, and he really doesn't now. Sheamus, he's left, and he's in his damn mid-30s. Daniel Bryan's in his freaking mid-30s. I don't mean to group him in with the Breakfast Club, but still, how many more years are you going to get out of those guys? And if you say, well, 40 years old isn't that old when it comes to professional wrestling, I get that to a degree. But once these guys start to get 40 and older, do you really want to build your entire fucking company around them? Do you really? Knowing the history of guys in professional wrestling to get old and beaten up after they're 40, some of them to die after they're 40, some of them to get tired and want to leave and go away. Do you really want to continue to emphasize those guys? Or do you want to emphasize these guys while you emphasize these guys coming up even more? So that way you can emphasize everybody and you could create big, huge stars, do more business here in the next 2 to 3 years, and then potentially have a wrestling boom period as this generation puts over this generation and this generation carries you into the next fucking decade. To me as a businessman, to me from somebody from the outside perspective looking in, that would be what I would seem to think would be the right thing to do for business. Because your future is bright. There is talent there. There are some potential big, huge stars in this company now, both at NXT and especially already on the WWE's damn roster. Don't you dare sit there and get Roman Reigns to a certain point and then just flip him heel so that way he could feud with Cena. Fuck you. Don't you dare sit there and get Bray Wyatt built up to a certain point and then you like turn Randy Orton babyface or you have Sheamus face him as a babyface and you knock down Bray Wyatt. Don't you dare sit there because Big E Langston's black, have him get to a certain point, and then, John Cena's not going to lose to him. I'm Sheamus, I'm not losing to him. Triple H, I'm sure as hell not losing to him. Batista, I'm not losing to him. Randy Orton, I found a gopher hole, and I'm sure as hell not losing to this dark fuck. You can't have that. These assholes here have to understand that they can make more money if these young assholes here get built up and become big-time stars. To me, a real example of leadership would be a John Cena grabbing and saying, give me Big E Langston next year for WrestleMania, and I'm going to make him a star. A Randy Orton says, give me a Roman Reigns this year at SummerSlam or this year at Survivor Series. I'm going to do everything I can to make him a star. What happened to that type of attitude? This is not one of those things where I'm sitting there and advocating being a team player because that ultimately screws you over. Because if you make these other guys into stars and it improves the overall talent level and quality of the product and more people watch, more people buy the merch, more people buy the WWE Network, more people go to the live events, Wouldn't that mean the company would make more money, and you would hope, if you're smart enough and not just dumb marks for yourselves in your spot, that at some point in time that would lead to you getting more money in your fucking pockets, both short term in terms of your payouts and salary, and long term in terms of your future royalties? Wouldn't you think? I really hope the WWE at some point in time wisens up. I'm very doubtful that they will. They're just going to continue to live business paycheck to paycheck, wrestling paycheck to paycheck. And at some point in time, the chickens really, truly are going to come home to roost. They will have dug themselves such a deep hole that they will scramble to try and unbury themselves as much as they possibly can. And instead of giving us that great big boom period that could happen in the next few years, it'll be more of the same old shit. And by that time, a lot of people that are my age and even younger will have said, screw you, WWE, we're tired of it, and you'll have half of the audience that you have now. And that's the truth. I really hope they wisen up, but I'm not that positive, frankly, that they will.